Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein in the Road to 100, where today we are going to be doing some wackiness here with the defenses against the butterfly with crazy high venom defense, and it's going to look something like this because we're going to be using our blade, and we're going to have 223 venom defense, which is the highest in the game that you can go for. You can get a little higher, obviously, if you go for something like this and bump up your light value, and we can then squeeze out just a few more values here for our light value, but we'd have to get focused with light impulse and such to squeak out a few more light values here for antibody generation. So we are as good as it's going to get here for what we are going to go for, and we're going to be going for Yakumo, oddly enough, and Lupinus Vita, as this will not really help us during the butterfly fight, but it will help us here just to give us the ability to use Yakumo, as we never do because he's fairly useless here in the higher difficulties. So here what we are going for, obviously the butterfly does crush only and venom, so we will have crush defense, but that is not the be all end all here, and the Blanched Greatsword is extremely fat and heavy, and so we will be more than double our weight limit here, and we're going to be having perfect crush defense. And so the only thing, again, that we need to watch for during the butterfly fight is the unblockable attacks. Now, her dash across the arena is an unblockable attack, depending on where you are when she engages with you. Oops, and this was supposed to be fire. And so that is something that we absolutely want to watch for. And that nasty cough is still hanging out, just ever so slightly. But for the butterfly, the interesting part about what she's going to be going for is the fact that we can block pretty much everything that she's going to go for. Whoops. And we don't have to worry about what kind of attacks she's going to do, because we are able to defend against them. However, we just need to watch for which unblockable she's going for at the moment, and then that will be the only problem that we need to solve. The rest of it is pretty straightforward, and we will have an insane amount of poison time, where we don't have to worry about being poisoned almost at all, because of the fact that we will be having a very long build-up potential, just because of the fact, oops, that we have such an insanely high defensive bar on the defensive bar on the venom value. So that'll be very nice. Typically we don't have like a status debuff to worry about. However, here at the beginning of the game we have the butterfly who does venom, and then we have the executioner who does slow. So there are a couple enemies here at the beginning, and then we have Mito who does inhibit, and we have the successor of the throat, which does not crush, leak. And so there are a very select few bosses throughout the game that actually do any kind of status debuff. And it's kind of interesting that when you come across these bosses that do have status debuffs, they are pretty few and far between. So building out your character in such a way that allows you to defend against a specific debuff. That is kind of a strange oddity that is not typically built for or typically well, you know, characterized. Okay, so this little lady here, we will go for some blocking on her attacks here because she does do crush damage, and since that is what we have defense against is crush, we will take advantage of Yakumo's special gift here, and we will go for a big charge attack here. Okay, and then we'll go for some more blocking because we have Yakumo's gift active. And should we take the chance and just keep going, or take the missile? I think we'll just take the chance and keep going, just to make it a little bit more troublesome, because why not? And so as we move through these enemies here, you'll notice that we do have a pretty substantial amount of power here along the way, and we are not in any way outclassed by any of them, and we are able to superiorly overwhelm the enemy here. And bringing Yakumo along for these early areas is pretty helpful as well. There's nothing really scary as we get through here, and so it's a great period of time to be experimenting with all kinds of these lower level tier interactions and such. So keep that in mind. I wouldn't recommend this, you know, as a build, you know, from the get-go here or whatever. This is more of a kind of setup here that after you've played the game quite a bit and everything, that this is something that you want to go for only out of like experimentations and such, and try after you've learned quite a bit about the game and all that. It's not something that you want to just, you know, start swinging out the gate and going for this build by any means, just because it's so very odd and strange, and it is not easily executed, I want to say, because everything is kind of hokey, because you are playing to some advantages and disadvantages that are kind of odd altogether, and you have to kind of know a little bit of knowledge about, you know, the butterfly boss, what you're going up against, and how to make that a good engagement, and what are the blockable and unblockable attacks to make sure that you are going for the correct attacks altogether. Okay, and we'll get rid of a couple of these guys, and we'll make sure that everything here is kosher. And this guy thinks he's got some friends coming to his assistance when he absolutely does not. So all good things there, and we don't have to worry about about this lady. So we'll go for some defenses here. 1, 2, and just like Oliver, you want to dodge that third one. 1, 2. Okay, and we'll just keep blocking because why not? That'll give Yakumo, you know, an ample amount of time to slap her in the back, just like that, and we can go ahead and finish her off. So again, kind of the same principle as what we had versus Oliver still applies here, which is great that we can use our AI buddy to you know, deal out some super damage here while we stand around and take the hits, because we are blocking specifically those types of damage. And so the interesting part of this is that this is very very much a head game because you have to know which attacks are crush and when you are able to defend and when you are not able to defend, because like here for, you know, doggo fights, we are not able to do real well versus them, and we kind of need to take our time making sure that we are just going for some basic damage here. Oh, and you can see that monkeys are retarded no matter what time of day it is. Monkeys are always awful, so we want to make sure that we you know, do a stare down here against this guy, because he's just going to do all of these things. And we'll go ahead and launch him. And as you saw there, we were blocking, but because he was doing his pierce attack, we were not able to defend against it. Okay, let's go for Yakumo again, because why not? He's all kinds of excited there. Yakumo really gets into his communal, whereas the other folks aren't as you know, excited about their communal attacks or their communal gifts. So yeah, he's a little bit excited. I think he's just hungry or something. I don't know. Maybe Yakumo just gets real excited for no reason. Maybe he's just excited to have friends, and that's why, you know, he gets all crazy. I don't know. Most of the other people do not do this, but Yakumo's a special one-of-a-kind guy in his Batman outfit here. And now the goal here is to kill the gunners as fast as possible. To throw them off the cliff or whatever, just to get rid of them, so we can go for the so we can go for the chunky lady. Okay, this guy was like going off the edge there. Not sure what he's doing. Okay, and since she has the big blade here, we cannot block those. We can block that, and so we have to be really careful here about this engagement, because we cannot block everything that she has. We probably could go for some parries just to make sure that we don't die in any way, but all things work out pretty well here. Now we are going up against this next enemy, which is indeed a hammer, and so we can block these attacks, which is great. And we can give Yakumo like all the time in the world here to slap her around, which is great. And so we can go ahead and block everything here, which is nice. And so we'll just continue the blocking. Can't see really too much what's happening because she's so chunky, and so we'll get a couple of these things going. Okay, good job, Yakumo. And we'll just go ahead and keep blocking here, since there's no threat of anything here, which is great. And so now it's just up to us to smash these boys down. You know, okay. Yakumo's got him on the ropes there. Okay. Definitely want to watch out for these attacks, since those are indeed pierce attacks, and they will mess you up through your guard. And this fine specimen indeed has a hammer, and so you are able to block these attacks if you wish. Or wait, no, she doesn't have a hammer. Sorry, she's got the axe, and so you definitely want to get rid of her so you don't have any attack problems. And now we are fully able to continue on to the butterfly and check out our awesome venom resistance. Okay, so I think we're good here. We've got 8 heals and whatever, and we're pretty well off with 50 ichor, which is exactly where we want to be. We want to have some good ability here to make sure that we have all the availability to get our gifts up and running pretty much whenever we want. So now the question is, what are the blockable and unblockable attacks? So we will see those as we go along here into the butterfly fight. So we have to get antibody generation going, and we have to get a venom resistance here. Whoops, I didn't want to heal. I wanted to do this. There we go. Okay. And now that is an unblockable attack. Okay. And let's go for just a little bit of attacks here. So you can see that we are able to stand here in the venom and pretty much not have any venom problems. Okay. And we'll go ahead and do a few attacks here. Okay. So you can see that, we'll go ahead and back up for that one, just because it's very damaging. Okay. And you can see that we are perfectly able to, you know, stay up on the defense here. Okay. And every time we get hit, it really doesn't matter, just because of the fact that, look at that venom resist. That is really good. Okay. And let's go for a venom cartridge. Okay, Yakumo's dead. And we'll block that. That only did a quarter of our venom build up there. Isn't that incredible? Okay. And let's go for this. Let's get this. And let's go for Yakumo. That'll help him out a little bit. Okay. And we'll block that, which is nice. Whoops. Okay, we ran into that one accidentally. And whoop. And there we took a direct hit to the venom. But Yakumo's dead. Yakumo is dodging like crazy. Okay, we'll take a hit. Okay, let's run away. And let's get antibody generation going. And let's get a venom vaccine going. Okay. Let's back up. There's not a whole lot of super defense here that she does. We'll get rid of the venom for Yakumo. We'll go ahead and heal. And so you can see that having the venom resistance here is super helpful. Oop. Okay. And that is your unblockable attack right there. You cannot block the double spin in phase 2 here, so that is super unfortunate. But you can block pretty much everything else, so that's what you do need to watch for. And since she does all crush damage, we are able to do very well here with the Blanched Greatsword. Okay, and it's usually just all these little ticks of damage that that develop, you know. Okay, and this we can block, which is nice. And that is the one that we need to watch for. Okay, we'll give Yakumo some fire damage there. And you can see that, you know, those two extra those 2 extra heals would have been super helpful. And we're dead. Yakumo's dead. Yakumo's dead because he's Yakumo. Okay, and we'll head back to the missile. And we will give it another shot here with our big boy. And you can see that most of the time he's just actually dodging around. He's not actually doing any sort of damage. Whereas another partner that we might bring along would fare much better than what Yakumo can do. He's typically worried about just getting hit, and so he's always trying to dodge everything. But in this kind of regard here, it is much better if you just actually go for the attack. Okay, so here we can come on up here. Okay, and we will go for a little bit of fire, and we'll start to defend here. As you can see, we have some pretty good I-core recovery overall, and you can see our venom defense is very good, and we are able to really defend very well against, look at that, all 3 of those, and we're not even 3/4 of the way. There we got venomed, so we can get rid of our venom here. Okay, let's go ahead and heal, and we'll block that, which is nice. Okay, and as you can see, we are able to really do a whole lot of very good defenses, except for the unblockable attack there. Okay, let's get rid of the venom here, and let's go ahead and heal one. Let's get some fire going for Yakumo specifically. Okay, let's run in for at least 1 hit. And it's nice that we can block, pretty much everything there that we need to. Okay, and we'll block these, which is nice. Okay, could not get my guard up at all. And Yakumo's getting slapped in the face again, which is great. Okay. There's some venom. Okay. And that is the unblockable. And that is the only unblockable that we need to watch for. The rest of it we are pretty fine taking the beating on. Yep. Okay. And she's gonna do it, of course, when we are in the middle of an attack. Okay, let's get antibody generation going. Let's get a vaccine going. And we'll start blocking this. No problem. Okay. And eat. Oh. There we go. Okay, what's she gonna do? Of course, she's gonna just keep going for the unblockable. Look at that. She's just on the unblockable path here. And it becomes pretty difficult to dodge the unblockable attack when you are slow mobility like this. Okay, she's going after Yakumo there, I guess. But everything else here in phase 2, if you just go for the defenses, it's completely fine. And you can block pretty much everything she's got. And we'll go for a big chunk there. And it's nice that we have the ability to kind of use I-Core as necessary here, because we're able to block, get a lot of I-Core back. Oh boy. Oh, okay. And let's go ahead and, oh, Yakumo took her down. Okay, great. So that's kind of a strange way, not a recommended way, but it's a different way to go about engaging with the butterfly and the status debuff here of the resistances that we have going for us. So that gives us 25 for venom resistance here, and then we get another 10 from the venom vaccines, and then we get about let's see, about 15 from antibody generation, and this scales with your light values, so keep that in mind. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and this has been kind of a strange way to go about defending Crush with your weapon and your weapon alone, but just watch out for that double spin attack in phase 2, otherwise you will be pretty hard pressed to defend against that. Everything else though is easily defended. It's just all of the tick damage of the venom that will take you down faster than anything else, and having a venom removal of sorts or Panacea's essence is very good to bring along, so that way all that buildup that happens, you can get rid of it immediately. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.